Let's go look at DIS and Disney today. Disney. Disney. I think it's going to do it. I think it's pulling back, and it's going to pull back just far enough for some of those bullish traders to hop on, and then it's going to get in bearish. I think the only thing I should do is put my money where my mouth is, right? I think I'm going to make this trade official. In fact, I am. So, Lita, I'm going to put you on the box over here. Disney bearish swing. I might be wrong on this one. But from the moment it was gapping, I was bearish. If we're wrong, it's only a 1R loss. I think people here are buying Disney for a discount, those who love the stock and company. But previous gaps and broken supports, and bearish edge makes me bearish. All right, Lita, you still long 95s and short the 90 for next Friday? Okay, DIS, real life trading. She says yes. All right, rock on. I like that short. Very, very cool. All right, 90, and this is an official swing trade. 93.80 limit sell. So, ladies and gentlemen, I know some of you type in a 1, and don't be afraid here. And if I don't get any 1s, I'm still going to explain it, just letting you know. But type in a 1 if you're like, how in the heck is he coming up with that number? How is he shorting? How does he know that he wants to short there? And I'm going to tell you now, for the people who are typing in 1s, you're not going to like the answer. But I'm going to give it to you. I don't think you're going to like it. But it is a valid answer, I promise. All right, gap and go, open. Okay. Here's how I came up with the price of 93.80. Jason says, you got a feeling? That's pretty much about it. There's two reasons. The feeling, if you will, that I have on Disney and kind of the market that we're going to retrace a little bit. My feeling is Disney could trade up into anywhere in here and roll over. How do I know that box? It's really simple. The 10 and the 20 EMA. If a trade is bearish and the moving averages are bearish and the trends are bearish, short the pullbacks into moving averages and let the trend be your friend. All right, let the trend be your friend. So doing a limit sell into this area simply because the moving averages are up there. So I'm saying, all right, let the stock pull into the moving averages. How did I get the 93.80 exactly? Well, I noticed this little gap right here. So black candle gapped down. It's a retest gap. And I said to myself, okay, I'm going to put the sell limit price somewhere in that gap. And that's the answer that maybe most of you guys might not like. 93.80, it could be 93.81, it could be 93.82, it could be 94, it could be 93. Somewhere in that blue box, I would anticipate Disney could retest into that area because the 10 and the 20 are there and might possibly roll over. I'm sure all of you are familiar or know very well that I have no idea if it's going to happen. And believe it or not, and I don't know if this is the only room where this is the case, and I don't know if real life trading, this is just how real life trading is and how awesome you guys are, but no one really ever gets mad if we get into a trade and it doesn't work. And I do appreciate that, and I respect you guys, and thanks for not getting mad, because we all realize as traders that there will be trades that don't work, right? We just know that. So at some point, we do the best we can to do our analysis, determine the trend, find where we want to get in, place the entry, place the stop, and then from there, we just have to trade our plan, not get emotional, be disciplined, and do the same thing all the time, every time, and then at some point, If you make more than you lose, you'll make money in the market. I mean, that's kind of it. Jason says, so that retest will be the signal and the entry depends. Exactly. You got it, man. This bearish retest gap is the signal, and then the fact that we gapped down the other day on earnings definitely made me pique my interest. Looking into the entry, and the trend is obviously bearish, and we broke 90.09, so we're breaking that support. We're making lower lows. So the entry, you're absolutely right, my man. Totally just, the numbers are irrelevant. The numbers are irrelevant. It could be 93.81, 93.82, 94. It doesn't really matter. The area why I chose is the 10, the 20, and that little gap right there. Eric says, go into the dark side. Nice. Yes, make sure not to force this trade, okay? Just let it trade into your signals and take it as it happens. Because Disney could get kind of goofy. Anyway, Disney, that's an official swing trade.